Is your streamside buffer in need of replanting due to some mortality? This video will help you identify which trees need replaced and try to prevent recurring issues at the same location. Figuring out which tree seedlings have died can be difficult to do during the time when it's best to replant, because the trees are usually dormant in early spring and late fall. One way around this is to survey your planting during the growing season, summer and early fall, when it will be more obvious, and mark your dead trees with flags, paint, or tape. Then, they will be easier to identify when it comes time to replant. When checking for dead trees, don't just assume that green growth is a healthy tree. Sometimes weeds that have taken over can disguise a dead tree. If you identify weeds growing on or around yours, now would be a good time to remove them and confirm that the tree is growing too. If you are using tree tubes or shelters, you may need to look down in the tube to determine if the seedling is alive or dead. Again, not all growth is good growth, so check to make sure it's a tree and not a weed. If you are having a hard time seeing the tree, you may need to lift the tube slightly and check from the bottom. From the bottom of a tree tube, you can gently bend the sapling back and forth. If the stem is brittle and snaps, the tree is dead. If it is dead, mark the tube in some way so that you can find it again when you come back to replant. If you determine that the tree is alive, take a moment to remove any pests from inside the tube before replacing it. If you are identifying dead trees in your buffer, it's helpful to try to determine what might have caused any losses so that you might prevent them in the future. There are a lot of different things that can cause tree seedlings to fail. Some clues to look out for include mower and equipment damage, rodent chewing, weed growth that is suffocating and blocking sunlight, and flooding pressure and debris buildup on the trees. When selecting trees for replanting, you might switch to species that are more suited for the conditions where your trees have been unsuccessful. Perhaps the soils are flooded more often than you realized. This would be a reason to switch to trees that can handle having wet roots for long periods of time, like sycamores or willows. Similarly, the ground may be drier than expected, and more upland trees would make more sense, like oaks and tulip trees as shown here. Proper planting techniques and carefully installed shelters are another key to success with your replacement trees. Taking a little extra time now can help minimize many future years of replanting. If you have additional questions about riparian buffer maintenance, or you are interested in learning more, you can find a full series of videos and fact sheets on the Penn State Extension website. Just search for Growing Great Buffers.